All right, joining me now, the aforementioned Russell Mead, opinion columnist for the Wall Street Journal and Global View, and professor still at Bard College.
Absolutely.
And also affiliated with the Hudson
Exactly.
Institute. Excellent think tank. Anyway, Walter, it's great to see you here on set particularly. Your column today was a barn burner. Putin's failure is Biden's opportunity. And the basic thrust is make Putin pay. Can you elaborate?
Sure. You know, by starting this war in Ukraine, he's made himself vulnerable economically, politically, internationally. And what we need to do now is, what President Biden needs to do now is just concentrate all the efforts and the resources of the U.S. government and our allies on making Russia pay a price for what it's done.
No off-ramp.
Let him find an off-ramp.
Right.
If he wants an off-ramp, he can find an off-ramp.
Karl von Clausewitz noted long ago, it was the early 19th century. I was there just a little later. That was a joke. That a key to success, this is what I love, is to pursue a retreating enemy. When an enemy is in retreat, it is possible to inflict the greatest damage on his forces. I think that was a stratagem of Napoleon also.
Exactly, that's where Clausewitz got it from.
Yeah.
Well, you see, when you're in the battle, a lot of people say, okay, that's the main thing. But when the enemy has started to retreat, they've lost their discipline, they're disappointed, everything is disorganized and chaotic, they didn't expect this, they don't know what to do. That's when you pound them. Mm-hmm. I think General Lee got furious at General Mead after the Battle of Gettysburg when Lee was in retreat, and Mead just sat there.
That's right. That's right.
May have prolonged the war another year.
No, yes, absolutely right.
And
Very
so
important.
Putin now is disorganized, in disarray. This is the time to step up the pressure.
It's interesting because that's what you said. The past 2 weeks have changed the world. Putin's Russia turns out to be weaker and Ukraine stronger than many thought. So that's a kind of a turning point. We mentioned earlier we had General Keane on. Putin's situation, they're going nowhere. It's on the ground anyway. They may try to bomb everything into rubble. But now that gives Biden an opening, in your judgment, to be tough?
That's right. Well, we want to keep Ukraine in the field. The Ukrainians have got problems. Their army is still smaller than Russia's. Their air force is smaller. But also the Ukrainian economy is a mess. And you can imagine with an invasion, it's getting worse. We are going to have to make sure those people can continue fighting.
Shouldn't we just give them these MiGs, these old MiGs? I mean, I don't want to have the no-fly zone, the threat of bombing Russian planes. I don't want to have military on the ground. But why not just give them the airplanes?
I don't know the answer to that one. It's like, but it's interesting to me that the Poles weren't willing to do it themselves. They wanted to give them to us, for us to give them. Yeah. Like, wait a minute, if it's so easy and simple, why don't the Poles give them? I don't think Putin's going to invade Poland.
You could put Ukrainian paint and insignias on it.
Well, there's a lot. One thing I do think is we've spent much too much time telling Putin what we're not going to do.
Oh, right.
I personally don't think a no-fly zone is the right answer right now. But I wouldn't think it was part of my job to tell Putin he should not worry about a no-fly zone.
And then your other point here, which is so vital, Mr. Putin, the administration should make Putin the core of its global foreign policy. That doesn't mean ignore China or Taiwan, but right now. And you cite, among other things, tougher oil sanctions, and you also cite let's not do the greeny thing for climate change. This is not the right moment for that. And the other thing is we're about to pay $10 billion to a Russian carve-out to build a nuclear plant in Iran.
Exactly.
Why do we want to give them $10 billion, much less to build a nuke plant in Iran?
Well, exactly. I mean, is this really the time to be giving a lot of money to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and to Russia? No, it's not. This matters more. You got to get this stuff right. I see the administration is going to Venezuela cap in hand and asking for oil.
Right.
All of this points to oil matters. And yes, climate change is something that the world needs to deal with, but we can't deal with that unless we get our power is strong. And, you know, we can't be handing power to Russia, to Saudi Arabia, to Iran by giving up control of the world's oil supply. We have to be getting in there. Yes, someday the world needs to get away from fossil fuel. Maybe a president should say, I want to end fossil fuels eventually, but I want to make sure the last barrel of oil that's sold was produced in the United States.
I like that. In the next 100 years. A week or two ago, you wrote, if Putin can take Ukraine, he will try to rip apart NATO, and he won't stop in Ukraine. And I want to end on that point, because I don't think we should lose sight of that point, that that's what ultimately Putin wants to do here.
Look, Putin sees himself as the heir, not just like Stalin. In a lot of ways, he disagrees with the communists, but the Russian czars. And you go back like to the 19th century when you and I were young, and you look and say, like, if the Grand Duchy of Tuscany fell vacant, the Tsar got a vote in who the next ruler in Italy would be, or Bulgaria. No important European question could be discussed without Russia. That's what Putin sees as his due. And so to the extent that the European Union is an attempt to keep the Russians out of European affairs, NATO is an attempt to keep Russia out of European security, he wants back in.
And we can't let him do that. We just can't let him do that.
No, it would be, Russia is big enough, and especially if it takes Ukraine, it's big enough to be dominant in Europe. And American policy for well over 100 years has had a fundamental principle: no potential enemy power should be able to dominate either Europe or Asia. That is still our vital interest today, whether it's China at the east end or Russia at the west end.
All right, got it. Terrific stuff. Walter, Russell Mead, folks, have a look at this. Today's Wall Street Journal. Putin's failure is Biden's opportunity. Hope to see you soon.